So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
He won't even look at them straight on. He keeps moving. Sophie even walked up and tapped him on the arm at one point. He didn't even look at them. The defending champions played Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever's biggest game yet. The game was sold out, and it felt like the playoffs. The WNBA highlight reel should have been shown, but it was a ref show instead. Someone broke into Caitlin Clark's account. Lexi Hall was hit with a fake shot, and it looked like the refs were trying to give the win to New York. Fans were not only confused, they were very angry. Stephanie White, the coach, even said she'd had enough. Caitlin also didn't hold back. It wasn't just one bad night. There's a pattern and a problem. The league looks bad as a whole. It's gotten even worse now. The WNBA just suspended Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, which came as a surprise. Yes, according to internal reports, the commissioner didn't do anything about the rising number of complaints about the officials and ignored the growing pressure from players, coaches, and fans. There has never been anything like this in the history of the league. And to be honest, nobody is shocked anymore. Things get even stranger from here. There are rumors going around that some owners and league leaders have been trying to get her fired for weeks, especially since famous stars like Caitlin Clark and their coaches started speaking out against her. Some say it wasn't just bad officials. It was to protect the league's reputation, and Cathy was made the victim. We're going to talk about every missed call and crazy moment, as well as why the WNBA needs to fix this right away or lose the new fans they just won. Let's start.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's not make it sound nice. Some people are calling this league unfair, and they're not being nice about it. There was something wrong with the Indiana Fever from the moment they stepped on the court. It wasn't like any other home game. It felt like a game in the playoffs. People in Indianapolis were really into it. There were stars. The energy is unbeatable. There was a fever, but it felt like the refs were there to mess things up. Caitlin Clark was hacked all over the place with no one calling the police. Lexi Hall played perfect defense, but she was called for a foul that wasn't there.
This referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange, because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss.
At the same time, the Liberty were living at the free throw line, which is becoming more and more common. Here's my question. Did you think it was fair when you saw it live? It didn't begin last night. The fighting got worse as soon as Caitlin Clark joined the league. People were holding her, hitting her, and even blindsiding her off the ball. And the refs were quiet. Do you remember Kennedy Carter's hit that wasn't on the ball? It wasn't just dirty, it was also risky. It was a standard foul according to the refs. It wasn't even a penalty, it was just another play. It's not just Clark either. The whole Fever team has been called for fouls over and over again.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CBS.
Here it is. The Fever are currently down 31 points in free throws this season. It's not a mistake. That's a big problem. Let's go back to the Liberty game. Everything was good about this game. Aaliyah Boston threads the needle for Caitlin Clark. Lexi Hall brings defense intensity, big changes in momentum, and highlight plays. Everything was there for it to become a classic right away. What did we get instead, though? Refer to drama. The Liberty had 32 chances to make free throws. The Fever was only 15. In a close game, that's more than double. It's not just a number. How things turn out depends on a swing. And it wasn't just about how much there was. It was how good the calls were. New York gets soft touch calls. There are no calls to check the body for the Fever. Two different sets of rules. Caitlin Clark was being pushed around. And when they got the last ball, they were flattened. There were 4 different fouls, but not a single whistle. Would you want that to happen to LeBron or Steph in a crucial playoff game?
You know, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter because it was a tight ball game.
Now we'll talk about Coach Stephanie White. She didn't hold back after the game. She came out strong at the press meeting after the game, a difference of minus 31 free throws. We're going after the rim. It's hard to believe the rudeness. That's not being frustrated. That's anger. It's been getting worse for weeks. Stephanie White didn't just talk to the refs. It was for her team. She told them she was there for them, that she knows what's going on, that she's not going to ignore it. And to be honest, that kind of guidance is important, especially for a young team that is still figuring out who they are. Allow us to now talk about Caitlin. She didn't scream at the refs, but her body language made it clear what she meant. You could tell she was tired by the look in her eyes, the sound in her voice, and the way she spoke. And Aaliyah Boston did what everyone does. She said nothing, but that quiet says a lot when you've been watching the game. This is where things really get crazy. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is said to have been suspended by the WNBA. Yes, you did hear that, right? The boss is no longer there. Why? Because insider reports say she didn't listen to months of complaints about how the games were run. Players were upset, coaches were enraged, and fans were fed up. That's not all though. It's being said that some owners have been working behind the scenes to get rid of her. When famous people like Caitlin Clark spoke out, the game was over. There are people who say Cathy was blamed. Some people think it was long time. In any case, this is the biggest change in the WNBA's history. So here it is. Now is a tough time for this league. People can now find the WNBA. People are coming in droves. TV numbers are going up. A lot of new people have seen the game because of Caitlin Clark alone. But guess what? There are missed calls and unfair referees who don't even try to hide their bias, which those people see. Fans aren't stupid either. They know about sports. They understand what a mistake looks like. They won't stay if they think the product is rigged. The WNBA had a great chance to turn casual fans into diehards, but every call they don't answer turns people away.
Another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
What do you think? Would you keep watching a league that won't protect its stars? For real, the league needs to step up its game. This is more than just fixing the refs. It has to do with keeping the game fair, about giving each player an equal chance, no matter how well known they are, because this is the truth. There won't be another chance like this for the league if Caitlin Clark's fans leave. The Fever have done what they could, or that their players are in a fight, their coach is making a point, the fans are out in full force. It's now up to the league to answer. What did really happen to Cathy Engelbert? At first look, the league said she was brave to suspend the refs after watching video of that crazy Liberty versus Fever game. It was about responsibility and keeping the league's honor. That was the official line. That's what they told everyone. But when you take off the mask, the truth is much messy and more interesting. Several people who work in the league say that Engelbert was asked to resign by top WNBA executives in secret that same night. The best part is now here. It wasn't just one bad night or a few close calls. It had been getting worse for months. Why? The main reason for the uproar was claims of bias, especially preference toward the New York Liberty. This isn't just fan talk about a plot. And this is coming from inside the league. Let's go back to the WNBA playoffs from last year. The Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx in a very close match. But people don't just talk about the game, they also talk about what happened later. Cathy Engelbert wore a dress with the Liberty team colors when she walked out onto the court. People who watched at home thought, wait, what? That picture of her happy as she gave the blue and black trophy to the other person went viral. Some people thought she looked like she was on the team. And when questionable calls late in the game helped the Liberty win, that picture got worse and worse. Was it just a simple fashion choice? Perhaps. But for fans who already thought the league liked New York's super team, it seemed like proof. That moment at a trophy presentation made me doubt myself. And every iffy call that has gone in favor of the Liberty since then has only added to that doubt. It was the last straw when they lost this game against Indiana. The missed calls, the no calls, and the free throw numbers that were all over the place. Everything felt too familiar and out in the open. The refs were banned by the league, but not before fans went crazy on social media. It was clear that they were trying to save face. Sources say that WNBA team owners and executives have been talking about their worries behind closed doors. The stakes were just too high with Caitlin Clark in the mix, who would bring millions of new fans to the game. They had something to say. This is how Engelbert became that message. There is the scapegoat and the cautionary story. What began as a choice to suspend judges turned into the commissioner being fired. The WNBA has never seen such a huge buildup of speed before. What do you think? Did the WNBA do the right thing, or did they just show us how broken it is? What do you think? Are the refs really this bad, or is there something else going on? Share your ideas in the box below. Feel free to let me know if you believe the WNBA needs new referees, or if you think this is just the beginning of the season's growing pains.